How do you do? I was gonna make a quick presentation today. Maybe not even a presentation, but it's a pitch for uh, for my movie that I want to make. It's an animated feature. Um, it's called The Sun, the Earth, the Moon, or rather, the Sun, the Moon, the Earth. It's two stories. One, actually both involving the female, the female of our species. One is an unrequited love story. The other is also a love story. It takes place 5 years in the future, 2030. And kind of, I've I'm having a hard time getting in touch with anybody. I've always had a hard time making money. Usually, I get hooked up by a friend or something. That's how, unless I went to the military or something. So, I had this ingenious plan of kind of involving all the females because I heard they were. Well, let me tell you what I think about movies. I love them, for one, but I go for the female movie stars usually is why I'm seeing a movie, or it's got some crazy 12 Monkeys type thing going on, by Terry Gilliam. Forgot about him until just recently. But if I remember a movie, it's usually because of a female, and how, I don't know. I think that's kind of the way I'm I'm geared, and I'm floored that they make less than their male counterparts. So I figured that was a good way for me to get into this movie, to making my movie. I'm 47 years old, and I have a bit of a story to tell. I'm all about everybody should be treated fairly. I know that's not the way the world works, but it should, and we can make it that way. And that's kind of what this energized media thing turned into, to tell my story, for one, and uh, and also to tell other people's story, and for them to get paid for it. So people who want that type of life, wherever they are on this planet, can have an easier means to get there. Ways. That's why there's so many women. Um, Hopefully, it hasn't worked out quite like I wanted, but maybe it will. You never know. But I've got other schemes in my plan. I'm gonna tell you about one of those today, and I'm also gonna tell you about another thing. It has to do with media, um, and that's, I don't know. I find it hard to really get too upset about things. I cuss and curse and get real upset by myself, but in the end, I know that everything, we never know the whole story usually, and so I try not to get too, emotional or one-sided about anything, because I don't know what's going on. So I don't know about how true this thing is with NPR and 60 Minutes and some of the 60 Minutes and PBS and some of the groups that tell stories that I love, and are getting defunded, and I think that's a shame. I hope that's not true. But I wanted to talk a little bit about that, and just say, because I'm pretty supportive of our president, because he got us out of cleared us out of a couple overseas things, and saved us money in that regard. He had a tough job for somebody who's, I don't know, never been president. I think it'd be hard for any of us. He got thrown a lot of stuff. He got thrown a good economy from his predecessor, but he also got thrown some things, and maybe we could give him cut him some slack on some things, but on the two, like only state-funded media outlets? No, I won't give you no quarter on that one, so to say. Uh, in fact, uh, my roommate is a teacher, Department of Education. We can't be dumbasses, and I'm dumb enough, and you're dumb enough, and you know that. We need public education, so I would appreciate you reversing whatever you've done to the Department of Education. Um, if you don't, you choose to have this ridiculous, and like I say, I don't know everything, but if you do go through with it, I would say that's an impeachable offense. Impeachable, because you're not protecting those less fortunate people who have access to public radio, public filmmaking, things like this. I think that's impeachable. And I would say that the Congress should impeach you over it. And the only way I see you getting out of it is if you were, in my opinion, to get down on your hands and knees and kiss the feet of the Lincoln Memorial and the MLK Memorial. And then maybe if there were tears in your eyes and you apologized enough, you wouldn't be run out of D.C. But that's me. I don't know the story. I just run my mouth. But you are running our nation, and I cut you some slack. But for real, that's not a good idea. Anyhow, back to me again. To me, Energized Media. Yeah, so there's gonna be a lot of women. Two stories, and there is a male character. It's kind of what I told my friend who's helping me out a little bit on it, is that it's kind of we're searching for truth in a lot of ways, and it's kind of the best way I know how to tell it. I think is you know, knowing a woman's heart. I think, and what can and can't be done to tip the scales one way or the other, right? Um, anyhow, um, if this female type, it's not a gimmick, because I would never have worked if I would have been getting paid less than what a female would have got paid. So I thank y'all for doing that. But I would have starved to death. I don't think it's fair, and I think it should change. Uh, you can read more on these two sites and on the YouTube channel you're probably watching about different ways I plan to make that happen with this company, as well as other things like what we're gonna do after telling this movie or this story through a movie. It's gonna be animated, so if you see yourself drawn up there, I don't hang around a lot of women. So there are probably more than a few influences on some of the Hollywood stars, and particularly fond of the fashion industry, because they pay artists and designers to put on productions, which I like. Also, I've been reading in the news or hearing, I guess there's some program in either the UK or here in the States that there's been a lot of talk about all in one take, like shooting the whole episode or a whole movie in one take, and that seems incredibly difficult to me. Seems like real life. It seems maybe maybe like a reality television type thing, more situation where, okay, the lines weren't spot on, but maybe there's room given for that. For me, I was thinking if things don't go well for me on the campaign, maybe the viewer, if you were to get, I'm asking for $7.5 million. I'm looking for 5 partners in 5 different industries to each pay $1.5 million. But if you were to spend $7-10 million on a 6 to 8 month production, and we're only gonna have one viewing, that's it, on this earth, then it becomes an incredibly valuable movie, you know, and a pretty special event. I think. I think it's better if you have one viewing only, the only time it ever got played. I don't know, but anyhow, thanks for listening, and you can find me on that website. I guess you have to leave a message in the little box or whatever. All right.